Hi, I'm Amoy and you're watching Making of a Millennial Mogul. Today I'm sitting with hairstylist and salon owner Tiarra Jackson. Tiara has styled a number of celebrity clients, some including Ashanti, Elle Varner, and Carrie Hilson. And in 2014, Tiara took a step and opened the Gifted Suite Hair Studio in Clifton, New Jersey, where we are right now. And Tiara, thank you so much for sitting with me.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited.
Of course, I'm excited to have you here. So, tell us a little bit more about the Gifted Suite Hair Studio and what set you guys apart.
Yeah, so Gifted Sweet Hair Studio, we're a full service salon. We do all textures. I specialize in hair cutting, but we do color, extensions, you name it, whatever you want. When you walk in, we can service you. And what sets us apart is we're not only a hair salon, but we're a lifestyle. So I brand Gifted Suite as the gifted lifestyle. So our clients who come here is not only a woman who loves her hair and who looks great, but she also, feels great from the inside out. So she's into her health, she's into her appearance, into fashion. So we cater to that woman. So that's what sets us apart, is that we're giving you an experience.
Wow, that sounds like an experience, and you're definitely representing the experience because your hair looks great. I gotta give you some props, and very fashionable. Love it.
Yes,
I'm a fan. So just a little plug. I came here last week, and you hooked me up.
Yes, we got you
Hooked
together.
me up. So the service was really great. But
thank you.
Take us back to the beginning. When did you start styling hair?
So hair has always been my passion since I was a young girl. Like I would just be in my room playing with my dolls, playing hair salon. So I've always had that passion, always had that vision of me, being a salon owner. So it's something that followed me to now. So right after I graduated high school, I went to cosmetology school, and I began my career pretty early at the age of 21, assisting my mentor, Keith Campbell. Yeah, so that's when it all started from forever. So when people ask me that, it's like I don't really know what to say. It's like it's been forever, but professionally, I've been a hairstylist for about 8 years now.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
So I firmly believe that a lot of our gifts are in us from the time we're really
Absolutely.
young. And so sometimes if you lined your dolls up in a row and you played teacher, you're probably supposed to be a teacher,
Exactly.
So I think that that's very valid, and kudos to you for following your dreams. And I think as we grow up, so many of us kind of lose sight of that.
Absolutely. Or they think you think you're supposed to be doing a certain thing. Like I dealt with that after high school. I felt like I was supposed to go to a 4-year college just because that was the thing to do. But I had a conversation with my mom, and she was just like, if this is what you want to do, if you want to go to cosmetology school, go for it, So I had to kind of deal with that myself, as feeling like, just going along what I thought everyone was doing and what I thought was right, but not right for me. So you have to really, do what you feel is best for you. So
Absolutely.
I'm glad I went and went to cosmetology school, because I don't know how college would have worked out for me.
You probably would have gone and started styling
people
on
I've been
campus.
doing hair, right? I would have still been doing what I wanted to do, but not the way it was supposed to happen.
You've had the opportunity to style, some notable celebrity clients. So tell us more about how those opportunities came about.
Well, after graduating cosmetology school, the first really big job I had was assisting Keith Campbell, the hair architect. So he had a big array of celebrity clients. So with him, I got to travel a lot and do a lot of really great things, like the Dark and Lovely campaign. I got to style models in a Rihanna Kodak commercial, so I got to meet Rihanna early in her career, but it was just a big deal. And with meeting these celebrities and Ashanti and Carrie Hilson through Keith Campbell, it was like the best experience. So I'm glad I was able to do that.
Yeah, it sounds surreal.
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah. It's like a young girl, like coming out of cosmetology school. It's like I get all these to do all these great things. It's like and it wasn't all great. My mentor, he really like kind of took me outside of my comfort zone, and it was a lot of hard work, which I feel that a lot of people coming up today, they don't kind of appreciate like the work that it takes. So it was a lot of hard work, but then with that came a lot of great experience and meeting a lot of these great celebrities and getting to know them, and it was great.
It sounds fabulous, but
Yeah.
having worked in film, like it sounds like glitz and glam.
It's not.
Nah,
It's like,
working in
yeah,
production
the
is
videos, I didn't realize like videos take like 12 to 15 hours all day.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it wasn't as glamorous as you would think.
Right,
But
right.
it's a lot of work. Yeah.
That sounds like it was so exciting.
Yeah, definitely.
So, what made you decide to take the salon route and not like continue this like fabulous career as a celebrity
You know
stylist?
what? I love celebrities, working with celebrities, the opportunities that it allowed me to experience. But I say it's like hand in hand. Like you want to have those experiences, but the everyday woman is like the kind of where my passion is. Just seeing them transform and building relationships with them over the years. I've had clients who's been with me since I was 21, just starting out, and they kind of get to see me grow, and I get to see them in different, parts of their lives. So it's all about that relationship and making someone feel good. That's why I chose the salon route, because I kind of appreciated that relationship better, because the celebrities is kind of up and down. So this is kind of more stable, so
You can count on your clients.
you can count on them. They're not going anywhere. And that's what I learned early through my mentor. These are your clients, that's your bread and butter. Like, you have to treat them, with respect, because sometimes, with freelance, some things pop up, and, you'll have to cancel clients and stuff like that. And that's not what I wanted to do. So I chose to just stay in the salon and cater to my clients, and still do freelance here and there, but my passion is the salon.
In your bio, it says that you stepped out on faith to do this. Can you tell us a little bit more about what it took for you to get to that point and make that leap?
Yeah. So the backstory with me opening my salon was the salon where I was working. The owner decided to close her salon, and she gave us about 3 months notice. So it was to the point where I had to make a decision and fast. So I thought to myself, you know what, I had already established a pretty good clientele at this point, and I didn't really want to work for anyone else. But I was also kind of like, can I do this on my own? I don't have any experience in business. Like, it's a whole nother ballgame. So I really just prayed about it, and I started looking at different spaces, and this particular space just happened to come up, and it was already a salon. Like, everything just happened easy. And I feel like in life, when you go towards something and it's for you, it's like no stress, and it just works. So that's what, when I went and looked into it and everything worked out, I felt like this is what I was supposed to do. But it was scary, but, you just got to, sometimes you got to do it afraid.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Joyce Meyer says that.
Yeah.
You gotta do it afraid. No, so tell us a little bit more about doing it afraid. Like, what were the apprehensions you had in the beginning? Like, what made you hesitant? Like, what were some of the thoughts that you experienced, and what it took to overcome them?
At that point, I had already established a pretty strong clientele, and I knew they would follow me. But it was just me having no background in business or no, college education. I kind of was, a little insecure in that way. Like, I don't know if I can do this. Like, I don't know anything about business. Like, can I really run a business? So I had to just do the homework. I had to do the courses and really educate myself on the business part of it. because, you can be a great hairstylist, but a terrible business owner. And I've been in situations where I've seen that. So I wanted to do something different. I wanted to do it the right way. So, yeah, it was really just about like holding the business down. And so I took the courses, and yes, it's been a journey, but yeah.
So you did jump, but
I
you know
also did the homework.
Right,
Yeah, you got to
okay.
do the homework.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Yeah, I think
You got to
that's
know what you're doing. You got to, at least if you don't know, you got to figure it out. You got to, ask people, get a mentor. I really confided in other business owners that I saw doing what I wanted to do. So that's the key, just like finding a mentor, doing the courses, and really educating yourself. Yeah.
sounds good. So, what were some of the challenges you would say you faced just in the beginning? Did were people saying like, "Oh, you're so young," and,
Yeah.
like,
So, yeah, I was 26 when I opened, so I was pretty young. And
still pretty young.
I know, still young, I guess. I don't know, I'm knocking on 30. I don't know how young I am now. But yeah, so I was 26 when I opened. So yeah, I had a lot of that, of people not really taking me seriously. And then my personality is very laid back. I'm not really, aggressive. So that too, people not kind of respecting me as a business person. So it's really, and even now I'm struggling with that, like to really get that backbone and like have people know like I'm serious about what I do, and to really take me seriously as a business owner. So yeah, being a
absolutely.
young entrepreneur it has its challenges, because people don't really feel like you know what you're doing, or just because you're young, like you're not educated, or you don't, so you really have to kind of stand your ground. You know.
Yeah, absolutely. Did you have to take out a loan to
I
open?
personally did not. I blew out my savings account, which I now, getting into business isn't like the smartest thing to do, but at that time, being very young and not having established credit, it was hard for me to get a loan at that point. So I thank my mom for having me build my savings account like early, so I was able to open my business with my savings.
Oh, you really took a
Yeah,
leap.
I did. Like, yeah, so I'm still, paying myself back. But
Oh my
yeah,
gosh! Wow.
like I remember stating, when I did open, when the doors opened, like I just had that feeling like this has to work.
It has to work.
So it's like that anxiety, very anxious feeling like, okay, this has to work. So,
You've been open 2 going on 3 years now.
yes.
Tell me about some of the challenges you faced in your first year. And like, I guess how that like prepared you for But like, tell me
Yeah,
about
yeah,
some of
yeah.
those challenges
Yeah,
you
I
faced
can
the
kind
first year.
of, going into the phases of so far, I felt like the first year of business, I kind of didn't know what I was doing at all. So I took a lot of business courses, specifically inspiring champions for hair salons and salon owners. So I took those courses with them and just tried to apply what I was learning. So the first year was really just like figuring it out.
So what was the second year like?
The second year, I always say, okay, in business, like from my experience, the first year, you don't know anything, figuring it out. The second year was the year of like trial and error, making a lot of mistakes. And it was the trial year for me. Just figuring out who I am as a business owner and who I want to become. And a lot of, lessons learned, a lot of mistakes made. And I feel like this is the point that most entrepreneurs get to, where they kind of give up, because it will make you feel that way. And I did have those feelings, of like, can I do this? Like I had, different issues with like just profit and employees, and it's really overwhelming, especially when you're like the service provider as well.
Tell me about one of those moments, like I would say like the biggest moment where you were like, I think I'm just gonna throw in this towel. Like, I don't know if I could do this. Like one of those moments where you're just like, yeah, I think this might be it.
Yeah. You know, the first few years of business, there's no profit. Like, you're not really making in profit. Like, you're just kind of working really hard, trying to get it up and running. And the point where it's kind of like, okay, I'm doing all this work. I'm giving so much. I'm like giving so much to my employees as well, and they're not appreciating it. And it's like, you know, why am I doing this? So it's like you really have to dig inside yourself, and if you're not doing it for passion and you're not passion driven and you're doing it for money, that's when you're going to be like, okay, this is not it. So I had to see and say to myself, this is my passion. This is why I'm doing this. So you have to kind of constantly remind yourself why you're doing this, even when there's no money in the bank, even when everyone is like leaving you and, you know, things aren't working out the way you think they should be. Like, you really have to say, okay, this is why I'm doing this. And that was that point for me. Like, you know, when people started leaving, like I was going through issues with like not making any profit, and I had to say, why am I doing this? So
What was your why? What kept you going?
my why is my passion for the industry, for what I do, for my clients. I felt like it's more than just me, you know, like I couldn't look at it selfishly and just be like, oh, I can't do this. It's not working for me. Like, forget it. Because I know that it's going to work. Like, I didn't have any doubts that it wasn't going to work. It was just like in that moment, how was I going to get there, you know? So, yeah, my passion really kept me moving. And then the people around me, my support system, because, you know, I would speak to people and be like, I don't know if I'm going to do this, or, you know, and they're like, no, you're going to stay open. Like, you know, like just, you know, you're going to get through it. So it's really important to have a strong support system.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, you talked a little about, you know, your like people leaving like your staff and, you know, like changing out staff, people going and, you know, what would you say is something like a challenge you face even now?
With staff?
Yeah.
My biggest challenge with staff is finding people who are passionate, who are motivated, who want to work. I feel like with the times we're in now, everything's so like fast, and you don't really see, you know, you see the Instagram person like with all the followers and blah blah blah, but you don't see how they got there, or you don't see, you know, the struggle. So it's like people will come and they see me and they want to be where I'm at, or they feel like we're the same age, so we're on the same level. And that's not, you know, it doesn't work that way. Like, I paid my dues, now you have to pay your dues. So I feel like that's been the biggest challenge for me. It's just, you know, finding people who are like-minded, who really are passionate, and who want to put in the work.
You had told me, you know, through a conversation we had,
Yeah.
that something you had to realize was that the reason why some people leave or don't have that same passion you do is because, you know, they don't share your big picture. You know, they don't really see your vision.
Right.
You know, like, I guess I would ask, you know, what led you to, you know, that lesson, and how do you continue to keep your focus on the big picture and get people in line with it?
Right. Yeah, so I feel like, you know, you having your business, no one's really going to treat it like you will. And then those moments where things get really tough, like, and an employee can just walk away, and you as the owner, you know, it's like you're stuck. You got to stick it out. So that's the difference when people don't share your vision. They don't see where you're going, you know, it's like it's so easy to just give up. So even when in those moments where it's hard and things aren't working out the way you feel like it should, I was trying to get across to them that there's something you have to look inside yourself to say, you know, I'm going to do what I have to do to be the best for me, and like go out there and get the clients, because, you know, opportunities aren't going to fall in your lap and clients aren't going to fall in your lap. So you have to really be a go-getter and get out there.
Absolutely. Especially in this day and age, you have to build your brand.
Yeah.
And you have the opportunity,
Yeah.
you have the tools to do that, especially through
Exactly.
social media.
Exactly.
So,
Because I remember coming up and my mentor would have us just like, when we weren't busy, we would have to go up and down the streets of Montclair and Bluefield Avenue and just pick people off the street. And he was like, in an hour, I want you to come back with a client. So it's like, if all I had to do was post some pictures and like, go out and, we have so much access now, so that it's like, to just sit down and just say, oh, I don't have clients, it's like not an excuse.
what are some of the steps you're taking now to take things to the next level?
I'm hiring people to do the things that, I'm not so good at, and to really help the business grow. I know in the beginning it's tough because there might not be you might not have the means to pay the people and do the salaries to do that. So that's why that was kind of my experience, just like not being able to pay people to do it for me. So, but if you can, I definitely would suggest to just hire the people, because I don't know anything about bookkeeping. I don't know. I'm not like great at the kind of interacting, like as far as training. Like I do train, but my peer Robbie, he's great at it. So it's like, why not give people opportunities, that are in your circle to do the things they're great at, and you stick to what you're great at, because one person can't do it all. So I think that's important in business. A lesson that I learned is to get the help. You can't do everything. You're going to burn yourself out if you try. So I felt like once I started doing those things and getting those people in line and helping push the business along, that's when I kind of started like being able to kind of like do other things and like really get the business to where I want it to be.
Absolutely. And there's definitely value in doing everything yourself, because then you know how everything works.
Right. You know
which
how
is
everything
important.
works.
You know all the moving parts. You know what
Yeah.
should be done. Even
Right.
if you didn't do it the best, you do know how it should be done at
It's
least.
definitely, and that's another, definitely know your business. Even with the bookkeeper, like I sit side by side with her. I know my numbers. I know you have to know, your numbers and know what's coming in and going out. Like I wouldn't say just give, someone full, control over your business and you don't know anything. Like that's not smart. But definitely get the help, but also know, a little bit about everything as well.
Right,
Yeah.
yeah, and know when to like hand over the
Hand
reins.
it over. Yeah, that's another thing. Some people are like just want to do everything, but sometimes you just gotta hand it over and let it go.
Yeah, for
And just
sure.
trust, your staff.
For sure. I'm a Yelper.
Yes.
So, of course, I had to go. I went to your page on Yelp, and the Gifted Sweet Hair Studio has a 5-star rating. And something that I saw that was consistent through all of the reviews were, your clients talked about the professionalism of the staff and the quality of the work,
Right.
and punctuality of the stylist.
Yes.
And I've had my share of experiences with salons.
Yeah.
I've been to the doobie shop where your
Yeah.
appointment actually doesn't mean anything.
No, it doesn't.
Like you thought you made an appointment, but you still
your time is like not valuable
absolutely,
at all.
absolutely. And and then you definitely have those other places where the atmosphere isn't necessarily like where you want to be getting your hair done.
Right.
So, how do you make sure that you and your staff maintain a standard to maintain that level of consistency, professionalism, and punctuality?
I just try to lead by example and hold very high standards as far as even through the interviewing process, really trying to feel the person who I'm interviewing, because there's a certain personality, there's a certain way that a person has to handle themselves that my clients are used to, and they, so I just want to keep that consistency with them. And that's a lesson I learned early on through my mentor, just showing me how important, how people value consistency. So, yeah, I just try to really make that an example to lead by.
Have you ever had to let anyone go because they weren't holding up your standard
Yeah.
of like professionalism, consistency, and or punctuality?
Yes, yes, I did. And I feel like overall, it has to do a lot with motivation. So if a person isn't motivated, then that level of professionalism or customer service isn't gonna show. So being that, like, I had to let people go just from lack of motivation and ambition, because the clients see it, and you don't ever want to have that damper your vision. Like, you want to stick to your vision, and it doesn't matter who the person is. If it's not in line of what you see for yourself and your business, then you have to let the person go. Yeah.
I imagine that's not necessarily easy.
It's not, but someone told me a long time ago, well, not that long ago, but when I was dealing, like, in my kind of rough phases, it's like, you have to think of it, is this them or you? Like, it's either you're gonna make these people happy or you're gonna lose your business. So when you start thinking of things like that, it's like, you know what, this is my business and this is what I want, and I've worked so hard for it. So you kind of don't let anyone come in between that.
You have overcome a number of challenges. You've
Yeah.
learned some great lessons.
Yeah.
Even some you're learning now. But what are
Right.
some things that you're looking forward to in the future with the
Yes.
Gifted Sweet Hair Studio?
Yeah, so I am so excited about the expansion of the Get to Sweet Hair Studio. I'm actually relocating to a bigger location. So that's going to give me the opportunity to really bring in more services and really do the vision, like, kind of bring the vision to life. I feel like this was a great starter, and I'm just so blessed to be able to expand. And I just thank God for those moments, where I didn't give up, because, like we were saying, it kind of comes full circle. And some business owners have to, get past that point, because you'll never really get to your success if you give up too fast. So I'm just grateful that I didn't give up, and now I'm expanding and I'm growing, and I'm really excited about it. So, yep, that's what's in store for
I'm
Get This
excited
Week.
for you.
Moving on up.
Oh no, I'm totally, I'm so
Yeah.
excited for you, and I'm glad you didn't give
Yeah,
up, because
yeah.
it's definitely an inspiration, and I'm sure it's an inspiration to anyone who watches.
Right.
To just know that yes, you'll face some hardships, but
Yeah,
you
they will
gotta,
come.
you gotta.
But you gotta move past it, and you gotta know why you're doing it.
Yeah, absolutely. And so, what would you say keeps you going?
I would say just my passion, my love for hair, my love for the business, my love for what I do, and really sticking to the brand, and really getting in love with the brand, and living by the brand. And so I feel like in the future, with whatever comes with the gift suite, it's a part of me. So that kind of is like a baby. It's like you're nurturing a child, so it's like you can't give up on it. A mother never will give up on a child. So that's how I feel about Gift Suite. It's just, I'm nurturing it, and I'm looking forward to seeing it grow.
Yay, awesome. All that's so awesome. I'm definitely excited for you.
Thank you.
Looking forward to the extension, seeing the new salon.
Yes.
So we've gotten to like a fun part.
Yeah.
Like we want to get to know a little bit more about Tiarra Jackson and
Okay.
how her mind works concerning hair.
Yes.
So we've reached what I want to call the lightning round. So
Nice. Okay.
what is your favorite style to do and why?
My favorite style is the bob. It's the first cut that I was really good at. So I kind of like stuck and ran with it. So I can do a bob like with my eyes closed. Like I just love it. It's my favorite cut. And there's so many variations of it that it doesn't get boring. It doesn't get old. It's like the bob is timeless. So that's my favorite cut and
Nice.
style.
Would you say
Yeah.
that's like your signature?
Yeah, I would say it's my signature.
Right.
Yeah, my bob is like, if you see my bob walking down the street, like, oh, that's T's bob. Like, yeah, like the people that know my work. So yeah, that's like, that
Cool.
might be my next look actually.
If you could style anyone, dead or alive, who would it be?
My dream client would be Michelle Obama.
Why did I know you would say that? Okay.
Because she just like, she is kind of a reflection of the clients that I have, just like with the poise and like just the type of client that I attract. So I feel like she would just like come and just fit right in. I just want to be in her presence. So like for me, if I ever got that call, it would be like, yeah.
Okay, so bonus
I made
question.
it.
Right. I
Right.
think if any of us
Right.
got that call, we'd be like, what?
Yes.
Yeah, of course. So, okay, what is a style that you would want to give her that you haven't seen her do already? Because I saw that you kind of like help people step outside of their comfort zone and experience something new. So, what new look would you give Michelle Obama?
Michelle Obama. I think I would just give her a really cute, like pixie, like not
Ooh.
too short, but like kind of like something with a little bang to it and a little fun. Like, I feel like she's, being our first lady for the 8 years, she's kind of had to uphold this image of like, like the nice, sleek,
Very
and I just want to
polished.
funk her out and like really give her what I feel like her personality, like who she is, like a nice, like funky pixie cut would like just bring
Ooh.
her out.
Now that is definitely different.
Yeah, it's definitely different. You never seen her like that, and I just felt like it would look great on her. Yeah.
You know what? We may have to like see if we can
Yeah, put that in the atmosphere.
put it on the
Get her to the
atmosphere.
get to suite.
Okay, cool. Do you have any celeb hair crushes, hair goals at all? Anyone like that you just love? Either the fact that they're bold, they take, they switch it up, or they take risks with their hair, or just always doing something new.
I think Rihanna's kind of like the kind of hair, she's like the go-to, like to kind of like, what are we doing now? Like, what's going on? Like, what's up? Because, when the bobs were hot, like that's what she was doing. Then she went into the pixie, and then she went into the color, and then she went into the locks. So, like, she's always switching it up, and I feel like it's kind of fun to watch. So I kind of go to her for some inspiration when I say like, okay, what I want to do, how do I want to switch it up? So
I think you're right. I think
Yeah.
you definitely watch her. It's like, oh, so
Yeah.
we're doing pixies now.
right,
Okay,
like
everybody's
what
going
would Rihanna do?
what would Rihanna do,
Right.
right?
So I think she's like that go-to to like, what are we doing? What's
Nice,
hot?
nice. Okay, and that perfect brings me to my next
Yeah.
question. So, what would you say is your favorite hair trend for 2017?
I know, the extension and everything is like people are really into that, but I want to get into like the, just the cuts, like color, like some like fun and pop. Like I'm not really into looking like everyone else. Like the long weaves are cute, but let's do something different, you know?
Yeah.
Let's give you a hot color, some highlights, a great cut. Like to really kind of, I feel like it exudes, like when you kind of step into a room and everyone's looking at you, like that's what you want. You don't want to just like walk in a room looking like everyone else.
Right.
You
And
know?
why it's like this thing going around. Everybody has the same like
Same
middle
look,
part, right?
Yeah, same body, same everything.
The same body, same
It's
everything.
like, no,
when
like,
did you?
what's
When did we
gonna-
just like copy
Yeah.
paste?
Copy paste.
Like,
But when you see that girl who's owning who she is, and that's the part of the gifted lifestyle, just owning who you are and loving who you are as a person and just like exuding that. It's okay to be me, like, and just love who I am, and it shows. And when you feel that way about yourself, it shows. So the cut, when I do whatever cut and color I put on you, you're gonna kill it, because you feel that way.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's true. It's not only good to be you, it's great to be you.
Right, right.
Well, I have to say, I had a lot of fun chatting with you.
Yes, it
I
was
loved
great. It
learning
was
about your
great.
journey.
Yeah.
Definitely inspiring.
Thank you.
You know, thanks for continuing to
Yes.
like not giving up. Thank you for not
Right.
giving up, and thanks again for sitting with me.
Thanks for having me. It was so
absolutely,
fun.
absolutely. You guys can go to thegiftedsweethair.com to check out the salon services that Tiara provides,
Yes.
and also take a look at her work. And of course, thank you as always for watching, and make sure you come back next week for more Making of a Millennial Mogul.